Over on Tulok time, I finally played Minecraft for the first time in my life. Never played it before, and I did it on hardcore mode. It was a fun time. It was so fun, in fact, that I didn't want to stop playing Minecraft, which is why I brought Minecraft into Elden Ring today. We're going to be using various mining equipment that you would find in the mines of Elden Ring. Is this going to be a copper build that's terrible and useless, or a diamond build that's fantastic? Those are references to Minecraft, which I know now. There's only one way to find out. But since we can get all the gear we need before fighting a single remembrance boss, this is a secret starting class. To watch these runs live, and Minecraft, and Kingdom Hearts, and all sorts of runs, follow me on Twitch. We're streaming all the time. Edited videos of other games will show up on Tulok time, so go subscribe over there. Join the Patreon to support the channel. It's the best place to do it. Now let's get started with a weapon. I wonder which one I'll pick.
We back in the mine, got our pickaxe swinging from side to side.
We're actually starting off as a wretch, and to try to take it to the grafted scion. No reason, I just feel like maybe I should practice beating this guy instead of always jumping off or losing intentionally. We actually get like half his health gone, that's kind of neat. Buy the crafting kit, not that we really use it anymore, but it would feel pretty wrong if the first run we didn't buy it in was the Minecraft run. You dig? And speaking of digging, we're gonna start off in the mines, specifically the Limgrave tunnels. We need a pickaxe, and one of these guys has to have it. None in the first chamber, none in the second chamber. I'm gonna take the short way down. Is it on the other side? Oh my god, that sucks. 5. Okay, fast way down. No, wait, oh god, it is the left side, isn't it? Okay, this time we go left. Wait, my left or stage left? Stage left. Okay, I'm not fucking it up again. I'm not, okay, this time. The one that makes an L, chat, is left, which is this one. Okay, so it's this side. It's this side. All right, there we go. Boy, I am really struggling here. If you didn't figure it out, gamers, it's a bit. I'm using the Stake of Marika to respawn faster and hit this row of like 6 stone diggers in a row. We've got a 2% drop rate and it only takes about 10 minutes of farming. Time to test it against the first boss. Very fast stance break. Better damage on the crit. Oh, it's like instant. Yeah, this weapon rocks. Fucking script the fight. I'm sorry. Oh, he's winding up, but yeah, this seems pretty solid. I mean, oh, I can even get a little extra hit off. I saw someone say that it wasn't fun to watch me complain all the time, so no more complaining. Everything's always good. And this, I mean, this was fantastic. This was fantastic. Almost a no-hit fight against the first boss. I think it's funny that the pickaxe that we don't have the stats to use that's unupgraded using base wretch stats, better than 80% of spells. As we run around the world because, you know, it's Elden Ring, let's talk about the pickaxe, because this sure is a funky weapon. It's a great hammer, but it doesn't power stance with great hammers. It power stances with axes. So why not make it an axe? Axe is in the name. Well, I finally understand it. Great hammers have a bonus to their stance pressure on charged attacks. Axes have a bonus to their damage on charged attacks. This is apparently ingrained in the game's code, and they must have really wanted the pickaxe to do the stance pressure like a great hammer instead of extra damage like an axe, which I preferred the stance pressure over the damage. It stops enemies from moving, and the crit you get from the stance break more than makes up for the damage. You can also usually get a flask off in that stance break time. Still like great axes too, but I like great hammers more. Now let's imagine Minecraft in Fortnite. Not gonna happen. That'd be like if you could play Sonic on a Nintendo system. On the way to the key, I decide to fight Smaragd for the lulz, and I end up dying because of it. We didn't kill the sleepy dragon in Caelid because honestly, feels like it would take a while, and maybe I'm just so goated at this game now we don't need to. See, second fight against Smaragd goes fine. Piercing damage is good against dragons. We only died because he one-shots us. You thought we were done mining? You fool! Maybe he drops it down at the bottom. Everybody make a note of that. Because he will fall all the way down to the Crystallian room. Okay? So everyone make a note of that. Everyone remember it. YouTube watchers, YouTube. Trust me, you're going to be shocked by the drops. We still need a staff for the mining spells that we're definitely going to use.
I doubt it, but you never know.
We'll fair shake them, and we actually can really fair shake them with 2 different digger staves, since it's a farmed item in the Raya Lucaria Crystal Cave. The scaling on them is dog shit, but each of them gives a 20% damage boost to the spells, stacking together if you have one in each hand for a 44% boost. At 60 intelligence, it's got a 271 casting modifier, which is actually better than the Staff of Loss, compared to the best in the business 314 from Lustats. But with the 44% boost to the minor spells, it's more like 390, which is better than Lustats. Lustats has an FP drain penalty. Fairest shake we can give. First staff drops from the dude by the shortcut elevator. Rattata. Rattata! Let's go. I do need 2. So Rattata's number 1. Number 19, Rattata. Yo, if we got it on 20 Raticate, I think I would have shit and piss. I would have shit and piss and come. I guess the game doesn't want me to do that. I guess probably Twitch doesn't want me to do that. Now, on the way to 60 intelligence, we're gonna just use the pickaxe. I know it will be very good. Oh my god, we're gonna fucking lose the Crystallion. I am throwing for content. Well, no, obviously that's not gonna happen. And sadly, the guy didn't drop the staff down here. But it is still weird where we get the second one. It'd be really weird if it was this guy. I think it's gonna be this guy. That's the same guy that dropped the other one. Remember, YouTube? YouTube, do you remember when I said you would be surprised by the drops? Double surprise. Double surprise. I would never lie to you. You mean too much to me. And because you mean so much to me, I want to help you out with today's sponsor, Raycon. That's right, gamers, this video is sponsored by Raycon. Love is in the air this February, folks, but you know what else is in the air? Getting a cold, which is something that happened to me and took about a week of work off of my schedule. Raycon was a great friend to me during those times. You see, we've talked about how Raycon's ergonomic design is perfect for everyday use, doing productive things like working out or doing the dishes. But the ergonomic design is also perfect for non-productive things like scrolling through YouTube for hours on your phone and then falling asleep with a cat on top of you. The latest Raycon model is better than ever with a 32-hour battery life, so your headphones won't die in the middle of your nap, even if that nap turns into just a full REM cycle, just fully going to bed. Maybe you and your roommates are on opposite schedules. Me and my girlfriend are. Active noise canceling is great for that, meaning I can kind of live my life while she's asleep and she can live her life while I'm asleep, and both of us have our Raycons in, so we don't have to worry about hearing the other one making a bunch of noise in the other room while we're asleep. And again, the comfortable ergonomic design, we both sleep with our headphones in. If you don't fall in love with Raycon, they offer a 30-day return window. So there's no commitment right off the bat. Just swipe right, take them out for a few dates. See if you like them inside of your ears. Raycon also offers a variety of cool protective cases for your Raycons that protect them, but also help you differentiate if there are multiple pairs of Raycons in your household. These are not mine. They're my girlfriend's. Here you go. She's going to bed. Go to buyraycon.com/height to get up to 20% off site-wide. That's right, you'll get up to 20% off everything on Raycon's website, including 20% off all headphones too, when you go to buyraycon.com/height.
She's crafty, she gets around, she's crafty.
This does pierce damage. You know what Theodorix is weak to, or Makar is weak to? Piercing damage. Yeah, that's right, we're doing the Ruinstrewn Oedipus again, because it's the best mother trucking level in the game, and because critting the Vulgar Militia is very funny. Hey, buddy. Oh my god! There are enough smithing stone forests to get up to upgrade level 12. You constantly pop in and out of the cave to see how high you're getting. The bats start singing to drip it in atmosphere and guano. And then you fight Magma Worm Makar. If there wasn't 4 other copy-pasted Magma Worm fights in this game, this would be one of my favorite bosses. The arena, goated. The design of Makar, freaking sick. The fight is fun too, other than his stompy charge attack. I mean, in this case it's fun just because we stance break it in 3 hits. We back in the mines, got that pickaxe swinging from side to side, side to side. Oh! Going right through the dick hole, huh? Sounds like a painful way to go. We had a little confusion about which armor to get. I thought the knight set would be the most basic iron armor for our Steve. Then I remembered there's a set called the Iron Set. You can't get more iron than that. But I got distracted by a cave and then eaten by rats. Rats aren't in Minecraft. I had no way to prepare for that. I wanted to warp to Celia because that's where the second miner spell is. There's also a lot of smithing stone 5s to level up our pickaxe, and hey, might as well grab them while we're here, right? The spiders do be spidering, and those are in Minecraft, so I know how to handle them. We also realized that we're going to be grabbing the tree sentinel armor for gold armor, the best armor made from the best material in Minecraft.
Are you sure about that?
That means another classic Tulok detour we haven't taken the time for lately. Nerd Juice, it's been too long. And Yura, you took too long. Ah, nostalgia. Patches falls victim to the flawless strategy of walking forward and holding L2. Elden Ring, more like L2den Ring. Oh hey, leather armor, that's in Minecraft, what do you know? Simply use the Margaret Shackle in the cave to cause a car accident. We're good people. Funnily enough, we can put those pieces on one at a time, kind of like we're building up our reserves for resources. But it's really just because we don't have the endurance yet. Endurance comes from levels, so let's get paid. Clean Rot Knights, hope you're ready for the wildest strikes you've ever seen. And here we go. I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we're eating dicks. We're gonna die. We're not there yet. Okay, failed DPS test, more like failed vigor check. Still not up to 60. Hell, we're not even at 40. Attempt 2, we're poisoned because there's that stupid hill you have to jump over that's built poorly. Put some stairs in. Jeepers. Lord knows you have the extra cobblestone. Patience wins the day. And now we can win a lot of money, which means that even though we don't need the Dectus piece, let's hit up the Dragon Barrow and kill the easy dragon for free runes. No, not the sleeping one. That's way harder. The flying one, Grail. Hit him in the face with a big old spike stick and he starts feeling very trolly, just running away and breathing fire. It's good we're killing him before the Avatar. He loves wasting time. Putrid Avatar next. I could beat this with my bare fists if I wanted to. Hey, it would be just like Minecraft, punching trees, except this time it uses its strongest move, questionable hitboxes on the stinky. Come on, look at that. I disagree. I disagree. More like I diss a tree. No, the next fight goes fine. I'm just upset we lost a pickle. To upgrade your pickaxe to diamond, we head to meet Selen and farm some pumpkins, also in Minecraft. Neat. Scholar's armament will eventually turn our pickaxe blue and make it do more damage. Hey, we're 2 hours in. What if we started making progress? Geez, this really is like Minecraft. Margaret, hope you enjoy the Wild Strikes treatment. The charged R2 treatment probably would have been better, but Wild Strikes are funnier. Now, I've said that Night Comet isn't fun because you just hit R1 until you win. So, how is holding down L2 more fun than tapping R1? Because it's funnier. Night Comet needs to be funnier. It should make a fart sound every time it hits the enemy. It's just like then I'd like it. Godric does some wild striking of his own, but remember, the best way to beat your boss, gamers, striking. It's super effective. We bash up the Raya Lucaria mines, but let's bash up Raya Lucaria proper now. You can't pet the dog in Minecraft, and you can't do it in Elden Ring either. And if you could do it in Minecraft, I didn't figure out how. Okay, here's the thing. I know Moongum can parry Wild Strikes. I know he can. Counterpoint. I don't care. The miner beats up Renala's miners, and then we strike wildly to get to phase 2. After that, it's kind of just walking forward and avoiding all the ads. Nothing too complicated here. 5-minute Raya Lucaria. Maybe Radahn will give us some trouble. Probably not. This weapon is even more goosed up than normal, thanks to extra smithing upgrades. Yeah, dude gets clowned on almost as hard as the Mimic tier does. Actually, maybe more. I goofed up. We put our weapon back on too fast, so the Mimic actually had a weapon. We have to fight it.
Yes, very sad. Anyway.
Moose gets bonked so hard he falls over, and then we strike wildly upon its mad taint. Carry a manor? Why would I do that when I can just use all my cobblestone to build one? Loretta figured out how to tame a horse, but saddle up because she died before I could think of a joke. 20 minutes of running later, we're fighting Estelle. Thank you, Ronnie. When he goes for that tail drill, it's over. We can strike wildly into a stance break and then just keep going. Hitting him with the R2s probably would have been better, but hey, I like striking wild. Boggart gets Gart, and then Raya lets us skip all of Mount Gelmir. Get you a girl who will let you skip running around, not one that makes you run all around. Godskin Noble, smack, smack. Great hammers, break its stance in 2 charged heavies. Super easy to just loop. But then he can break out if he starts rolling out, and then you just gotta wait for him to be done. Right card with the Serpent Hunter. Skip. Gargoyles get a little more interesting. No! Iframes! Rest of the fight, we're poisoned. Hey, can I say something? The pickaxe should do more damage to stone enemies, and axes should do more damage to the Earth Tree avatars. It's really silly that the stone destroying item sucks against the stone boss. Fia's champs can't handle the wild strikes, at least not the first 3. Lionel and the big boy play a game of you have no windows, or very few windows, but when we wait for the windows, we get through and finally win. Now, let's mine our way to heaven. Godfrey Shade, I think it's weak to Pierce. I don't really care. And stance break. I'm simply that good. I command the game and it listens. For Morgott, I just use the R2s. That works great. It's 2, huh? Kept the floor clean. Yeah, that dude didn't even throw up once. For Demlands, look, I know you think you don't have any political power, but could you try? Like when there's a coup going on, could you like try a little bit? Oh, and by the way, sending out fundraising emails does not count. You know what? I'm taking away the fundraising email privileges until you do something. You've been sending out emails for a decade now saying, we need to send a message to Donald Trump. How much ink are you using? It should not cost this much. You should get something done with your fundraising if you want to keep fundraising. Right now, it's like, hey, we want you to give us money. I know it hasn't worked before, but try it now. Fire Giant has some big old hitboxes, but we have something better. A sharp stick to jam into his heel. Stance break comes a little later than I thought it would in phase 2, so I do catch a little tummy breath, but no big deal. With our second one, we can jam the pick right into his eye. That feels real mean. And now we have the lava we need to make our obsidian. Just make sure you don't put water into the source block. Am I right, fellow Minecraft gamers?
I understood that reference.
Damn, Pharaoh Azula's falling apart. Way too many gaps in the building. This would not be a safe house come nightfall. We summon Bernie in and bring it to the Godskins very sloppily. Yeah, I was trying to keep big pressure up like we did in Volcano Manor, but we were too slow here. The Noble has more resistance since Bernie is here. Big Bernie actually finishes the noodle before we finish the meatball. Very embarrassing. Although Pierce is bad against these two, so is Strike. We really have no excuse. Our axe is now maxed out for now, so we can swag jump safely and bird run as safely as possible. Malekith can be a problem, especially phase 1, and especially when I'm a greedy little dirtbag. Attempt 2, we get an early stance break, but don't crit. I want to save the pressure for phase 2 for some reason, even though phase 2 is way easier. Not that you know it from watching me fight. We get chopped up here too. Not all the way, just a little chop, like a chopped cheese. Apparently everyone gets to kill us once because Gideon does break out of wild strikes. And I was stupid and hit dashing R2 instead of dashing R1. This is the only fight that dashing R1 is better in. Hell, we almost died a second time, but I managed to play it a little safer, and remember to hit R1 instead of R2. Now Godfrey ends up being the biggest issue because of one thing. Greed. I'm just going for these dirty, rotten, no good moves that any good American boy should never try. If greed is a sin, these videos are my confessionals. Time after time, we're doing so well, but then decide to attack instead of hitting red juice. It was late in the day, and to be totally honest, I stopped feeling it. The goodwill energy I gained from the Minecraft streams over on Tulok Time, by the way, you can go watch that whenever, it had worn off. I was streaming for too long. The run from Morgott to Fire Giant is such a momentum killer. I know you don't feel that because you play Elden Ring like, you know, 2 or 3 runs a year maybe even 2 runs a month, but I'm doing it like once a week, and boy howdy. You know what it is? Have you ever tried to take a nap but couldn't quite fall asleep, so you end up more tired than you were before? That's what that stretch is. Because I'm not really alert, I'm not really doing anything. I am just moving my character from the capital to the top of the mountain, and it takes over 15 minutes. It's a nap amount of time of just nothing. And then it picks up a little bit for Fire Giant and Godskins, only to go right into the bird run. It's such a stinky stretch of game that generally falls at a point in the stream where I'm getting hungry because I'm gonna eat after the stream. And I always play worse because I'm not having fun at this point in any run, and I kind of just want it to be over. So let's just end it then. Radahn and Elden Beast are right there. I can't end the stream with Godfrey. It's the debut of the Diamond Pickaxe. We have the Scholar's Armament for a little bit more damage. Not that much, but a little bit more on every hit. And it makes the fight go a little bit faster. Probably. Lasts until we start Elden Beast. Big stance pressure breaks it down, and we wild strike into the tummy before getting our crit. When it flies away, we reapply our blue lube and get so close to finishing it as it summons the Elden Stars. But no, you gotta run away and wait out the triple rings before running back in for one more hit. All right, rest up, Phil. You got Malenia tomorrow.
And I'm singing like dragon, better watch your back. Tonight I know that
We're starting off grabbing something I bet 15 of you have already mentioned in the comments. The Spear Talisman. It boosts counterattack damage, which is a weird mechanic for specifically piercing attacks, by 15%. Counterattacks happen when the enemy is attacking and you attack them as well. Pickaxe has piercing, so this is a flat 15% damage boost, as long as we never need to do something like, gosh, I don't know, move while something is attacking us. A lot of bosses like Placiduous X do have attacks that are pretty easy to avoid while attacking, so it's useful sometimes, but I've seen such full-throated support for this talisman, and like, it's fine. It doesn't need your full throat though. Your eyes should not be watering, and you don't need to blow no bubbles. It's got its uses, but I think I'd rather just have a charged attack boost, since I can dodge and then hit instead of trying to hit when I want to dodge. Placie's pretty weak to piercing damage. The fight is annoying in the ways that Placiduous X typically is. Were this talisman worthy of the glazing it receives, I think this would have gone better. Castle's Hole, I love holes. I mine them all the time. Commander Nile is on top. We clear out the Power Stancer before it can move. Shield Boy goes a little messier due to some poor spacing, but for Nile himself, it's comedy gold. Go for it, my boy. I am gonna Wild Strikes the shit out of him. Right here. Let's go. Also, I figured out why I'm such a natural talent at Minecraft. Are two of my best friends named Mason, someone who mines stones, and Quarry, a place where stones are mined? We'll take some extra bosses on in the Consecrated Snowfield. First, the Putrid Avatar. I wanted to get Thorny on Minecraft. Thorny Cracked boosting tier boosts the damage of your combos, something Wild Strikes is great at doing for us. Why fight Theodore Rex? Because he's weak to piercing damage, and it's funny to stance break his tail and then whack off a huge combo between his legs. Penguin Noble is actually required, but is barely even a speed bump. It's like a speed pimple at most. Moog could be worst. He's actually Satan, and really doesn't want his stance to break today. Wild, we get our crit right before the phase transition, and then one more right at the end. Thank God for that extra stance pressure on the pickaxe. Loretta gets bullied, and no, it's not just because I couldn't figure out how to tame horses in Minecraft. It's because she's in the way, and I need to beat Malenia. Also, don't want to learn skips. Why would I spend hours learning a skip to skip a fight that takes 2 minutes? I would need to make the skip like 100 times to justify the time it took to learn it. What's really faster? Literally, I don't even know if there is a skip, but I wouldn't do it anyway, because I like the Loretta fight. The Malenia fight, I'm more mixed on, as in, I get mixed in a goddamn blender. Now, I've spent enough time with the DLC, I think I can say, she's harder than Radahn most of the time. Easier to cheese with some cheesy stuff, but if you don't have the cheese, I think she's worse. Ducky Dance is a big part of that. Dodging the Myriad already feels more consistent than dodging the Ducky. The self-healing is also a big part of that. Sometimes she literally breaks the game. Nope, I'm not wasting the rune arc. Oh, but I will break the game. Okay, maybe I was the one who broke the game, but it's fine. It's a lot of different factors that just kind of make fighting her feel bad in ways that Consort Radahn doesn't. Today, it's the super armor, cheating you out of stance breaks. If she doesn't super armor through, the stance break should happen after a charged attack and 3 R1s. I know because I got to test it a few times. But sometimes she'll be close to a stance break and just keep super armoring or going into invincible moves that you can't keep the pressure up for. I guess to be fair, Radahn does have invincible moves too, but I think he has less than she does. I mean, if she jumps, I can't hit her in the air anytime she jumps, and in phase 2, like all of her attacks are jumping. But how does the pickaxe handle the fight? It does okay. Stands pressure, it's good. The extra magic damage from lubing up is fine. Obviously it would be better if we were using a better casting stick, or just using a frostbite infusion, and the reach is alright. Pickaxe isn't the shortest great hammer, but it isn't the longest. It's pretty okay. It takes about 10 minutes for us to beat her. We're not floundering here for hours or anything. Oh, and Wild Strikes can stun lock her a little bit, not consistently at all. The clips you've seen of that are dishonest. I'm guessing there's about a dozen or so attempts where it didn't work, and then one it did. Time for the DLC. No more Minecraft bosses.
They forgot about me.
Oh yeah, sorry. Here's Fortisax. She's weak to piercing damage and in a constant attack state of some kind. This is a great fight to use the Spear Talisman. I don't always shit on your favorites, but I only glaze them when they're actually good. Now, let's learn about mining beautiful, clean coal.
Mine, boys, mine every mountain and dig, boys.
Lots of enemies, characters, and even some environments in Elden Ring are pretty bummed out, but I don't think anyone is more unhappy than the Stone Digger miners. They got the scraggly beards, the lumpy, gashed, and bashed up skin, and probably haven't seen the sun in days. I don't mean they haven't gone outside for several days, I mean they haven't seen the sun during daytime, ever. It's manual labor, it sucks, and kind of every major area has some people doing mining work. Limgrave, Stone Digger tunnels, probably doing Godric's busy work. Raya Lucaria Crystal Cave and the Raya Lucaria Crystal Tunnel, so even my queen Renala isn't above exploiting the lower classes. Altus has the Sealed Tunnel and the Altus Tunnel double dipping. I'm assuming the Sealed Tunnel is for Rykard since it dumps you at the bottom of his Divine Tower, and we'll guess the Altus Tunnel is for Morgoth. Morn Tunnel for Castle Morn in the Weeping Peninsula. Really the only place you don't find minor tunnels is in the mountaintops of the Giants. Consecrated Snowfield, yeah, you betcha, there's some down there, but there's none in the mountaintops where the Giants actually hung out. That's kinda neat. We should talk about the Fire Giants sometime. For today, we'll just joke about how all the good resources are the lower coordinates, and higher coordinates don't give you anything worth mining. Hope you like copper. For now, let's focus on the diggers, or the miners. Both are not fun to say. Pickaxe boys. Sure. They're exploited because they're stupid. It's in the item descriptions. The miners were failed students. Seems like Raya Lucaria has a lot of dropouts, and everyone jumped to exploit them. Manual labor is a necessity. It's also a necessity that sucks. There are jobs that must be done, but nobody wants to do them. So how do we get people to do them? Offer better wages? To cut the hours they have to spend doing those shitty jobs? Improve their lives outside of work, and let them retire early to spare their bones the harm of hard labor.
You serious?
Slavery. De facto or de jure, it doesn't matter. That's a spicy way to say by the way it is or by the law. Is there a rule at Raya Lucaria that the dropouts gotta go to the mines? I don't know, but there's not a lot else for anyone to do to make their way in the world. Desperation lets the ruling class get away with exploitation, so they're not incentivized to make the world a better place. The opposite, in fact. Their fiduciary responsibility is to make a society dumber, poorer, less questioning of authority. That's how you get middle managers. You ever notice how all the stone caves have a few miners who are really digging in the walls and then some who are just standing around who are bigger? That's the management class. Still not part of the ruling class, but you get the grunts to bully each other. It's a double win. You don't have to put your boot on them directly, so their hostility isn't pointed at you, and there's a position of power for the lowest workers to aspire to think they have a chance. If you ever worked at an office building, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now we're going to give you a little more responsibility, and if you can handle that, floor manager might open up sometime in the next few years. No pay raise or title increase, but yeah, now you're going to do another department's work. Keeping you poor stops you from being able to look for a better job. You don't have any financial independence. You can't afford to take a few weeks to look for something else that treats you a little bit more like a human being. And in America, you also lose your health insurance. Dog, I am self-employed and have to shell like $650 per month for my health insurance. Forget capitalism forging the entrepreneurial spirit. You are the property of your boss, and if you leave, you better be loaded, which you won't be because you're not going to get a raise. Yeah, it's cyclical. America and the fam need people for the mine. So you think they're going to be investing in making sure Raya Lucaria's graduating class is large and robust? Absolutely not, because you know who America really hates? Renala, and vice versa. There are no stakes of America in Raya Lucaria. Now this is because America was Miss Steal Yo Man, but also I am yo man, but also I am no longer yo man. But it's not like Raya Lucaria is in a great state and the state is investing in it. Teachers bad. Renala is is literally a teacher who will trans you if you ask. Important to note, you have to ask. You're an adult in the game, because holy shit, teachers are just trying to stop kids from becoming literal Nazis thanks to Andrew Tate, and maybe get a little geometry in there if they can. No teacher has time to trans a kid, and every teacher is a teacher because they want to help kids. They probably make more money farming smithing stones. Trying to stoke fear by saying a Renala will help your kids when they wish to be born anew is just a way to demonize education to defund it, because they want you to be stupid and work in the mines. Finally, they want you to be less questioning of authority. Are the pickaxe dudes even getting paid? It's not like we found a pay stub for any of them. They could be forced into servitude. They could be doing it out of desperation. But the third option is they think they're contributing to the greater good. Some good old propaganda is dripping all over the world. Stakes of America, Temples of America, and just random statues of America out in the overworld. Remember, you're doing it for her, I guess. Bootlicking is a hell of a drug. What do they put on those boots? What do people expect they're gonna get from a mukbang at the local billionaire's footlocker? Appeal to authority is such an early ingrained fallacy into our young people. Our minors. Huh? Oh. I'm not advocating for full-on anarchism. Remember, your boy is a socialist, but because I said so should never be an explanation for why someone's doing something. If you can't explain where you're leading people, why you're leading people there, and why they should follow you there, you shouldn't be a leader. But building a system of obedience through authoritative parenting, religious fundamentalism, or good old the cops are your friends and they're here to help you sets up a society to embrace authoritarianism. Maybe boots taste awful, but if you've never tried shrimp tempura, you don't know any better than country fried Nike. So if you want to spend less time in the mines, avoid supporting people who want to cut the wages of workers, block off access to education, and to demand blind obedience. In Elden Ring. This is all Elden Ring. Nothing political or real world about it. Let's fight a big hippo. This is another boss that kind of lets us always get our revenge value. So much so that after the stance break, we just hit wild strikes and almost can kill it before we run out of stamina as it does its weird phase transition hippo pine attack. Porcupotamus. I like that better. Jory is a pain. We could get the puppies to be a spirit ash for this run. Lord knows, Steve can train a dog. Hell, even I figured out how to do that in my Minecraft run. But Gravewort spirit ashes are annoying to level up. So I'm by myself and just trying not to get freaking juggled, which is harder than it sounds. Missing the crits is brutal, and so many bosses in the DLC will get hit during their stance break animation and fall out of it. It sure would be nice if the crit animation just happened when you were spaced for it and hit the button that does that. Ancient Dragon Man, he's one of the newest enemies in the game. Why'd you call him ancient? Turn the pickaxe diamond and wild strikes him. You know, in Minecraft, you sort of end up doing the same thing over and over again, unlike Elden Ring, a game that's totally unique. Ancient Dragon Man, he's one of the newest enemies in the game. Why do they call him ancient? Turn that pickaxe diamond and wild strikes him. You know, in Minecraft, you sort of end up doing the same thing over and over again, unlike Elden Ring, a game that's totally unique. After fighting Dragon Mans, I only want to fight more dragons, man. The Jagged Peak Drake, I hope he's okay after getting into a fight with the Dragon Peak Kendrick. The other dragon won 5 Grammys and got to call him a PDF file at the damn Super Bowl. Hey, I actually just watched the halftime show last night. Technically he didn't, but the whole stadium did, so I think that's worse. Fattest L in the history of anything. Rappers have died because of rap beefs, and I still think this is the worst outcome. Also, we have piercing, and it's a dragon, so even when things look dire, they are not. We will be fine. Hopefully we'll be fine against the actual remembrance bosses of the DLC. Let's take on the best that the Nether Realm has to offer.
Never say never. Never say never.
Gaius is on a big pig, and I need some pork chops. But instead, I'm the one who gets cooked at first. Once I get the timing down, things are a lot smoother, and we tenderize that meat for future eating. Mesmer brings the heat to these meats and once again cooked at the start, but we start abusing the big stance pressure of the pickaxe and he continues cooking us in phase 2. He kind of pulls some Jeff the Land Shark movement, hiding in the floor so we can't hit him. Second run in, we get cooked again because I'm impatient. I don't want to wait for him to finish his attacks, I want to attack. In phase 2, we get a nice early stance break and then we greet in after the snakes, but no death. Yet. Or ever, because we did it. We won. Romina immediately after. Creepers are vaguely bug-like. We get robbed of our crit. Bro, I was standing fucking still. But another one will be along shortly. This thing's pretty nuts at breaking stuff down. Probably why you use it on rocks. Oh boy, Letta time. These other players are trying to grief us and steal the items from our ender chest or whatever. Without a Spirit Ash, we're outnumbered. And even if it's 2-on-3, Ansbach is not looking great. He's using an iron hoe. Who makes a hoe? Honestly, does it take so long to dig up vegetables with like an axe or a sword? It's fine though. We don't die and everything's okay. Dancing Lion gets cleared out so incredibly fast. Max max shadow trees on this guy really just turns him into butter. Can you make butter in Minecraft? Can you milk a cow? I always just killed them for their steaks. Ew, does that mean my steaks aren't butter basted? Gross. Relana time. I'm just hitting her with the most pressure possible to stop her from moving. Works like a charm. The sunflower is kind of like the right card of the DLC. Because there's a gimmick weapon to cheese it? No, because I hate it. That's it. That's the only similarity. Although, if you don't have something with a modicum of reach and fire damage, yeah, this is kind of like Rykard without the Serpent Hunter. So good news, everyone. The pickaxe does have a modicum of reach. Not the most reach of a great hammer, but enough to hit the head consistently and get a first try win. Putrescent Knight is like the flower of the Stone Coffin Fissure, because I hate him. He's down in the deep dark. Everything's covered in slime, but this one goes pretty well. Get it? We skip phase 2! Oh no. Oh yes! No! Get up! Get up there! Let's go. Huge. Midra is kind of like the self-titled Marcy Playground album of the DLC because I like him. And wow, what a great time to test the spells and give them a fair shake. An entire bar of magic? So let's see attempt 2. All right, we used an entire magic bar for that last time. 2, 3, or we could have used 4 hits. I mean, y'all know, I don't even like the good spells. Was anyone surprised I didn't like the bad spells? Bonking goes great this time with our Diamond Pickaxe. He tries to grab us, but no. I'm putting something sharp through your head, bro. Meteor is the Fortis Axe of the DLC, because there's a dumb quest that's way too long to fight her. One or more NPCs blocks you arbitrarily from getting into the arena, which you teleport to, and it's a big wet space under the ground. Then the whole fight is just swinging at a giant enemy you can't really see as it goes for attacks that have seemingly random hitboxes. Damn, that's actually a lot in common. But this goes fine. We jump the laser and hit it. First try win. Star Scourge Radahn, bring it. Okay, let's try bringing in Ansbach. We tried that last time too, but let's try surviving long enough to actually let him get in the fight. Yeah, this is a lot fairer than Malenia. There are actual punish windows. Also, we get a stance break in phase 2, a crit through the nuke. That's pretty rad, except I realized I forgot to put on the golden braid. Ansbach isn't doing anything. I think this is the last round we're summoning him for this run. Apparently, we didn't run fast enough for the giant attack. Weak, and then got blasted down by the myriad. Next one. Next attempt, he likes to read my inputs. Very cool. We got cooked again. Also, if you say he doesn't input read and you just say the game can actually just respond to your actions instantaneously, yeah, that's input reading, dude. Without Ansbach, the damage is looking a lot better, as is the stance pressure. You know, as long as we actually hit. I'm gonna whiff that. Yep. There are certain factors that make Ansbach more worth it, like if you're rocking a bleed build yourself, or, well, that's kind of it. We greedily reapply the diamond to our pickaxe right after he lands, but if it was greed, why weren't we punished? That's a big win. 10-minute Radahn. Finally, a little dessert. We gotta go get our boy, the Ender Dragon. The greed gets us killed the first time, but boy howdy, we were made for this fight. Bale's got active attacks happening just about all the goddamn time. Spear Talisman is basically the Dragon Destroyer Talisman, and that's what we do. On the tier list, 10-minute Radahn, 10-minute Malenia, no help from a Spirit Ash. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'll say A tier just because the intelligence investment was basically useless. Just make a pickaxe cold. Scholar's Armament is fine, I guess, but Frostbite is better. The digging spells are useless when Wild Strike exists, but damn, Great Hammer and Big Armor. Yeah, that's pretty much my happy place. I just would have been in a happier place with an Arcane Split and some bleed or some infusions instead of a buff spell. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, subscribe for more. We're making new videos all the time. Remember to go check out Tulok Time and that big long Minecraft video. I think it's so fun, and if you enjoyed the Minecraft jokes in this video, you are 100% going to enjoy watching me flounder through Minecraft. Check out Tulok the Cardbarian to watch me build some commander decks for Magic the Gathering, and check out Tulok the Barbarian if you like D&D. That's where I'm doing some 5e homebrew.